We're on a clean jar, it looks like.
Yep.
Before we turn on the suction, can we get a tight zoom of the ones that are right next to it?
Roger. Go ahead, Amber.
Copy.
That's great, right there, hold the zoom. All right. Okay, yeah, if you can just grab that little patch in the bottom right of the screen next to the slurp nozzle, that would be perfect.
Roger. Just gonna bump the porch out a little bit, which should
How in the world do you pronounce
bury
that?
it. Are you want to turn the suction on for me?
Copy. Suction's on.
Any gone in yet?
Don't think so. Can't tell.
Can't tell if any live ones have gone in yet.
Can you zoom out just a bit for me? I've managed to plug it.
That day.
That's not a pretty sight. Oh,
It's a little
poor
arm is
Hercules.
trying.
Floppy. It's unclogged now at least.
Oh, there might be one piece.
So I see some yellow floating around in the jar there.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll get a better idea when suction is off, if some yellow ones settle out.
Yep.
Well, there's another one just flew in there. See that?
There we go.
Nice.
Hey.
All right. Well, hopefully there's some live tissue in there.
I won't be laughing if that jaw falls off.
No, it would not be.
Okay. Well, I've already burned 20 minutes of my 30 minutes of playtime, so.
Roger. That was great fun. Wounded manipulator sampling.
When will you guys be able to fix Hercules' arm?
What do you want me to do, Jaden?
Is the porch out? You bump it back in.
Roger. I didn't bump it out that far, so.
Okay. You tilt back up too.
Roger. Tilt it up.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Oh, look, there's a cliff to your left. Jump off.
Yeah. Don't be a wimp like Renato.
We like jumping off cliffs with Hercules. Never know what you might find on the other side. Not much of a cliff for you, but... you'll have to actually go down on the nav screen, which will be to your south.
Copy.
Back out in front of Atalanta there.
Okay.
You rotated the jar, did you?
I
Me?
noticed that it had been.
Did you rotate the jar off the sample we were on?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
This is turning into an actual sclerotinia reef.
What's that, Brian?
I said this is actually, looks like it might turn into a true sclerotinia reef here in a second.
Yeah, I've got live corals on top of dead corals.
Yeah.
That's a reef.
Might have to go,
Will you zoom purple, please?
Copy.
Just a quick half zoom is fine.
that's the direction you want to go anyways.
Right.
Southwest.
Can you push in, Amber?
That's a nice purple.
Sorry, wrong button. Carry on. I know, I got a trigger finger. I'm ready to go.
Had a Victor Gorgia in there?
Well, I said quick zoom, but now I'd like a stable zoom. I can't tell what that is.
All right. I can set down if you want a better zoom.
Yes, please.
Okay.
You
There's
got
a
peanut butter gallery commentary back there.
What?
Could you do a stable zoom, please?
Oh, come on. I asked for a quick
Get a little
hover
closer.
zoom. No, that's
Get a
not
little
what I
closer,
meant.
Copy.
Or now I understand why you said it, but
Yeah.
Why don't you shake the camera more?
That's either there or closer is a good distance. Can deal with it there.
All right. You can push in, Amber.
All right, copy.
there is a purple growth form of Enolapsamia, which is what's got me weirded out about this right now.
Analopsamia pacilla.
But no, those are definitely octocorals. Yeah, that's clearly an octocoral, so it's not a purple Enolapsamia. It's some kind of strange Victigorgia. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Yeah, so you'll often hear us talking about deep sea corals and sometimes deep sea coral
Bridge
gardens.
nav,
but
3015.
you'll notice that we don't often talk about deep sea coral reefs, but this here is an example of reef formation by a deep sea coral. So we have lots and lots of dead ones and live ones building up structure on top of it. What is, that's a sea pen.
Yep, that's a rock
Yep.
pen.
Oh, fish.
Pull it on me.
If you want to see the fish,
Yes, please.
copy.
It's going to be hard to spin around there because you're tight tethered. I can come down some.
Can't quite tell if it's a lizard fish. We'll see here in a second.
You push in a little, Amber.
Copy.
So an Oreo off to the right. Ooh. Yeah, this looks different. Oh. This might be an owlfish.
An owlfish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
story checks
leave
out.
it to you to guess why it's called that.
Yeah.
This is another fish you would normally expect to see higher in the water column. Jeff is typing. Let's see what he says. An
Did it-
argentid?
Did it just eat a particle out of the water?
Oh, I missed it.
I think we were both looking down trying to figure out what it was.
Whoop.
You're coming up higher as Amber's zooming in.
Got some good zooms on that
Alright,
one.
I think we're good with this one. We
Yep.
got a couple
Alright.
possibilities.
All right.
Contact.
Yeah.
When I first operated this ROV, we didn't have that view, and I would do nothing. We had a bigger porch with square corners, and I could not keep it out of the mud. I had Gabby sitting here and just, every time I'd plow, she would let me know about it, which was like every 5 minutes.
Can we take a quick look at coral, please?
Yep. This one, right?
Yep.
All right. Oh wait, hold on. You can push in a little bit, remember?
Copy.
Right, that's probably good, Jaden. Thanks.
Copy.
Bridge nav,
There's
4015.
another Oreo. A lot more purple corals.
Yeah. I'm really don't know quite what to make of those.
Do you want to zoom on any of them?
No. We got a good zoom of it. I'm just surprised.
Copy.
Are we on the top now?
Just about. I think that Chris just got the ship moving to its final point where it should put
The
us
final
on the top.
move.
Yeah. To our viewers, we're at 670 meters.
Hardly enough to keep Hercules wet.
Take a look at these, please.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of these in this reef area. I think they might be white zoanthids. We'll
I
see.
think they're the ferrotinimid sponges with zoanthids, yes, but I want to confirm it. It's been enough things have changed since the last time we looked at it. I want to make sure I'm not fooling myself.
You can push in a little bit, Amber.
Oh, that's different. No, it's not what I thought it was. They're still zoanthids, I think, but they're not living on the frayed sponge I thought they were. Or are they?
They could be living on a sponge. Looks like a sponge to me.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, you're at the top of the hill.
Yay.
Hooray!
Good job, team.
Oh, rat tail to the right.
Zoom fish, please.
All right. You can push in, Amber.
Copy.
Isn't this where all the fish are at the top?
Well, we've got some time to look around. This one's got a parasite dangling right off its tail.
Might pull on you a bit here when I'm coming up while you're trying to zoom, which is not cool, but
Has
Alright.
the current changed
Thank
since we
you.
reached the top?
Front row, have you noticed any current changes?
Seems like there's more particulate in the water.
yeah, it's pushing Hercules tether
Ooh,
off to
big piece
the
of wood.
Yeah, can
to
we?
the north
Have a look
there.
at that. Oh, and is that a hagfish
I would
maybe?
say not really.
Right here? Oh, yeah. I don't think we've seen a hagfish yet. Let's look at the hagfish and then the wood. Might just be an eel.
I'll be
Getting too
surprised if
excited.
it's a hagfish.
You can push in a little bit, Amber.
Yeah, that might be an, yeah, that's an eel. Got excited. I would love to see a hagfish.
Are they prevalent all over, or just See them all the time in the Pacific Northwest or off the West
You
Coast.
can find them pretty much anywhere.
But they are not easy to find without bait
Right.
or a nearby fall
They-
of some type.
They do like their soft
And come
substrate,
wait for me.
so
Copy.
thank you. Let's check out this log.
Copy that.
This has got to be the biggest piece of wood we've seen yet.
This will probably be worth settling in for a moment.
Yep. Could we get lasers off for a attempted still?
Right. Lasers off.
Thank you. And then we'll come down a bit.
Copy that. I'm gonna try to land.
You'll have to, there's the Thermochem in that bottom left corner. So
Yep.
you'll basically have to put it in this lower cinema camera to
I
get
would
it
suggest
to
you
Thermochem.
bring the shutter speed a lot further down.
And try to line it up a little better.
By
way.
down, do you mean
Other way,
the other way?
like 200,
Yeah,
or
I just-
125th, yeah.
I'm trying to-
something like
Now you can see
avoid
it
as
in the
much blur
little
as
tiny
possible.
screen here.
Yep.
That's where they're, what they're playing with.
Gotcha.
Try the ISO all the way, not the ISO, excuse me, try the f-stop all the way down.
All the way, all the way?
Yeah, like a 4.5 or 2. Now take the ISO down to like 800. Now see how that looks. Now fuss with the shutter speed a little bit until you find exactly what you want, but like that
Right.
should be a much.
And try and snap a few here.
All right, while we're messing with that, can we zoom on main HD?
Yep, you can go ahead and push an amber.
Copy.
So we call these woodfalls, and they're a major source of fixed carbon in the deep sea, and there's whole ecosystems that are devoted to just eating wood. And you can see all kinds of boring organisms here, worms, mollusks, and it'll take a long time for this to be eaten, but it will be eventually eaten completely by all of these organisms that specialize just in woodfalls.
If you turn your joy gain down to
Would
about
they
60,
possibly
that camera will stop.
Be on the woodfall as it goes down.
Copy.
I wouldn't expect so. I think most of it are going to collect once it gets on the bottom. Things that could live on the wood, excuse me, in the surface waters probably aren't going to survive at this temperature and pressure, and relatively low oxygen
Right.
compared to surface waters. Can we just kind of pan around and see what else might be here in the small scale?
Yep. Oh, man.
Counted at least 10 different things just on the surface. There's
Yeah.
probably much more.
Yeah, the biodiversity associated with these kind of, fall events are really impressive.
This right here is why wooden shipwrecks don't last long in the ocean.
Yeah, but they still last, I think still last hundreds of years. Right, if we can just tilt up and maybe do the same thing and run the top of the log on the way back to the right.
Copy that.
Got gastropods, hydroids, worms.
Yeah, I mean, I bet if you really looked through this and pulled it apart, you'd find 10 or 15 different phyla.
Know what kind of wood it is.
You do?
That I cannot tell you.
You got any guesses, Dan?
Alright.
No.
All right, I don't think there's much else we can do with this right now, so we're happy.
This is why we need deep sea botany. There's our eel hanging out under a log.
You can push in on it.
I think that's the same one we saw earlier.
Yeah, and it's just
Okay.
the tail I don't think we'll get much out of. Just looking right at its tail.
Copy that.
What are you thinking now?
Well, I'd be curious to find a place where it really levels off, or we find the peak. Still looks like we got some, at least local topography that
Yeah.
direction.
If you want, we could try an orbit sweep, or we could just start heading, maybe it looks like east.
Yeah, I would say east.
All right,
Alright.
start heading out that way, Jaden, and I'll follow you.
Copy that.
Bridge nav, give me 20 meters due east. Oh.
Looks like a drop off. Maybe.
We may have found the summit. Can we look at it?
Yeah, that sponge looks wrong. Almost looks like an upside down stalk sponge.
Yeah, it looks like a caulophacus someone just cut. But I think it's probably just a stalk next to an Atlanticella or something.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of these. I don't know if we've gotten a zoom yet though. Oh, hello fish. That shrimp is huge. I guess the lasers aren't on.
That's a good size shrimp, though.
You can push in there.
Is that an unbranched primnoid behind it?
Yeah, that's my first guess, yes. All right, I think we're good here. There's a yellow coral, probably 5 or 6 meters to the southeast I'd like to go look at.
Copy.
Just there on the top right.
So the top right
Yep.
of the screen? Okay.
Bridge now, 20 meters, 120. Twenty, 120.
You can push an amber.
Copy.
Is that full?
I got a little more. That's it.
Okay. Little mysid shrimp. I haven't seen a lot of those. All right, thank you very much.
Dan, can you tilt it past the porch? Right.
Roger. Ooh, it's fast over here.
So not much of a species composition change here at the summit. We've still got the dominant Sessofauna sponges, a couple different ones. We did pick up 1 or 2 additional corals, it looks like, but not a major change.
So our viewers, we are at 669 meters. We are on the top of the
Bridge
sea route.
nav, let's do 20 meters, 150.
We have about an hour left,
No,
or
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
Let's call it 15.
How about 17?
Yeah, no worries. Let's do 20 meters, 130.
Can we go over here and look at this brambly white coral and the purple coral right next to it?
Yep. Alright, you can push in amber.
Copy.
Primnoid? No?
I don't think so.
Oh, bamboo. I see
See the
nodes.
nodes? There they are.
on the
Yeah,
skeleton.
okay.
Notice we don't have lasers on. Is that intentional?
We can turn them on.
Roger.
Thank you.
We turned them off for the wood beauty shot, and I forgot to turn them back on.
Oh,
Can we go
crab.
check that, please?
Good eye.
Yep.
Or is it a crab?
I am unsure yet.
And very large shrimp also.
Yeah, that heterocarpus to the right is enormous. Oh yeah, let's look at this crab.
Ready?
Yep, you can go ahead and push in.
Copy.
This is a really different summit. Like, this is pretty interesting.
You liking that stream deck over there?
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient.
It's a nice one.
Would you like one over here
So why do
too?
you say that, Brian?
Well, we've got
Why not?
a whole host of this
I'll
dead
talk to
river
Josh.
coral. We've got a fair amount of
Tell them you
this
want one.
live coral. We've got these little, they look like Evictogorgias, but they're a little, just never seen so many in such small growth forms together. I'm guessing they just don't have very good attachment points, so they can't get very big, or when they do get bigger, they flop over. This kind of moonscape terrain is kind of different.
What I want to know is why has the crab got such a grumpy face?
Yeah, it does.
That's a good question.
And little tiny
All right, I
pictures.
think we'll go with the crab, thank you.
Cyrtomia? Not sure how to pronounce that. Cyrtomai. That's Jeff's guess. This looks kind of similar to this candy cane crab that we saw in the beta cameras. This one didn't have the same red and white stripes, but
Can we look at this, please?
similar body plan.
Yep.
See if you can work out where to land, Jaden, without moving the camera
Copy.
on the flat. Just when I think I have it figured out, I always wreck it, but it's easier when you have that little reference there of the porch.
Hmm.
That's it, that's pretty close.
You can push in, Amber.
Copy.
So because you had to tilt down, does that mean you were too close or too far away?
Too close, I think.
Any guesses,
Swiftia.
Swiftia?
All right, thank you. Can we check this one out next?
Yep.
We are suddenly hitting a little, the corals are small here, probably because there's not very good attachment points, but there suddenly is a decent diversity of corals.
You can push in, Amber.
huh?
Super dense little Chrysogorgia.
Yeah, really dense. We got someone living inside.
Yep. Well, that's a primnoid in the background. So it's. All right, can we tilt down and look at the yellow encrusting sponge that's between us and it?
Yep. And you can push back in it.
I think that's why I always land closer, because you get better zoom. It's a trade-off, right? You have to move the camera or get the good zoom.
All right, thank you.
Depends on the hill too, whether it's flat or you're. It's better on a hill. You don't
Locating
have to tilt so much.
Oh, yeah. And these heterocarpus are just beasts.
They're well fed.
They're huge. Could we look at this crab?
Yeah. The coral or the
The squat lobster?
Yeah.
Looks like there's one on coral as well.
Copy. Yeah, you can push in, Amber.
Got me.
Lobster first.
Yep.
Yes, please.
It's a nice.
Oh my goodness. What a cutie.
That too.
That's one word.
Yeah,
Not a fan, Chris.
it's a nice shot there, dude.
Can see all its mouth parts working on eating right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Oh,
Now I'm going to clean my eyes.
oh
Yeah.
so precious.
And the other one.
Alright. Get on this one.
Yep.
And then you wanted to see the coral.
Yep. You know me so well.
It's a big one.
Alright, you can push in, Amber.
Got me.
That might be too far.
This is a hydroid.
Ah. Interesting.
Lots of associates.
Yeah, absolutely. Several types of brittle stars. Looks like zoanthids and enemies.
What's the yellow one at the bottom there? The dog toy looking one.
If you tilt down a bit.
Copy.
Looks like a zoanthid. Well, there's a
There's definitely zoanthids in the
zoanthids here,
Yep.
but there might also be
a different one there.
Yeah, what's that one?
Spelonophrys or a different zoanthid.
Got any more zoom?
That's Maxim.
I can try to get a little closer.
I think I'd rather continue on just a bit more in the next 3 minutes of bottom time before meanie Chris tells me we have to go.
That's right.
I calculate 35-minute ascent and 10 minutes to recover. Is that what you got?
Yeah,
Right.
that's where my, 45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving a little bit of a 5-minute buffer for getting staged and whatever on the bottom.
Yeah.
Only
Cross current and all that.
And there's always a little bit of, everything takes a little longer than you think.
You can only
Always.
dip into that in a time of war.
Correct.
Do we have to do more Niskins on the way up?
We will, yes.
Can we?
No, I don't think we will.
Oh, no Niskins?
Oh. Unless you got it the loop one. Then maybe.
Is it too floppy to?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
we were pushing our luck there, getting the last sample.
You know what they say, you can't Niskin with a floppy hand.
Can we be a little bit lower, Jaden, as we're flying over this piece?
Yep.
You're touching your too low.
All right.
We might be going downhill a little, so it's challenging to. In which case, you can look all down with your camera a little more until you're just seeing a little porch.
Looks like there's a little more elevation that way.
Which
Is that,
okay.
am I accurate in that?
I think. Which way are you talking about?
I mean, the way you're, it looks like the
To
way
your
you're
right.
pointing looks more or less up, maybe to more to your right.
Yeah.
Sonar says to your right,
Okay.
a couple meters out there.
I think
Yeah, I'll come down, sorry. Should give you enough to turn to the north a bit there. Some hints on your sonar.
right.
See the ridge in your sonar, your Tritech?
Oh, yeah, Tritech.
Yeah, I can fly
I'm
towards
used
that.
to looking at the other one.
But those are, that's a 10-meter range, so it's like directly to your right.
Gotcha.
You can see it in your camera. But Brian was right. I see a little uphill there in Atalanta. So also to your left. North or east, I think will take you up a little bit.
Let's just, for as long as we got bottom time, let's keep trying to find uphill.
Said northeast.
North or east, yeah, northeast. It looks like a little hint. See Atalanta's getting a few returns there.
Yep.
So that's,
Well, that's straight ahead on Atalanta. Atalanta's headed south.
yeah, so that's out here somewhere to the east. I mean, sorry, west. I get them backwards all the time.
Okay.
West, you meant.
Yeah, left on the nav screen.
Yeah.
Just remember that it spells we if you put it in the right direction.
I've tried all the tricks and I can't do it. Decades of trying tricks.
Bridge nav, 20 meters, due west, not east.
Dyslexic is just dyslexic.
Can we look at the big coral just to the right of the vehicle?
Yep.
It's funny, I never get north and south mixed up. But
This feels like, oh, we're almost back at waypoint 6. We're in like an MC Escher situation.
It does kind of feel that way. All right, that's enough for that one.
No. Okay.
I can't give you any more leash. I can spin. Here, I'll spin.
I'm coming.
I'll spin Atalanta around the other way. I'll look away from you. I'm single digits on Atalanta there, so I'll be taking samples with Atalanta now.
So, jelly
Okay.
if you look up.
Sea Herc and Atalanta's aft cam.
Can only really move side to side now, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
1 more minute.
Find me something good, Jade, in the next 60 seconds.
No pressure.
No
Yeah,
pressure.
Let's see.
That's just going to be too tempting to stay.
That's my whole point.
So I play this little game when I'm sitting there. I completely ignore the fact that the navigator's barking at the Atalanta pilot to recover. And I stay on the bottom as long as humanly possible.
Yeah.
But in the end, Atalanta wins.
Oh, if you go back, there's a sea spider. I think.
Where is it?
Bottom right, just out of frame.
Bottom right. Okay.
Might have to scooch back a bit. I think it was a sea spider.
Oh, I see a
Yep.
fish.
Yeah. All right. Last zoom, kids.
But Chris,
It's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
Always love a good picnic on it.
You can push in, Amber.
Copy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice sea spoon.
A little bit of nightmare fuel for the end of the watch.
Yep. So we've gotten a few really nice sea spider shots over the course of these couple cruises. These things are so cool. So it's not a spider, but it's closer to a spider than it is to a crab or a shrimp, which is pretty interesting. It's in the Chelicerata, which is a group of arthropods that includes spiders, as well as horseshoe crabs.
all right, science is happy. Thanks y'all for a great
All right.
dive.
Reel it in. Let's go.
Roger.
Chris gets a bonus if they're on time.
Yeah. Yeah, I get 5 extra minutes of sleep.
Oh, you're stuck there, Jade.
I got a moon pool and everything.
Looks like we have a tether wrap too.
Really? How'd that happen? I'll come up and you can take it out.
And that was a definitive no Niskins on ascent.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's, we might be able to get a few if we didn't have a net in our left hand.
Okay.
You're welcome.
But we got a net in the left hand and a broken right hand, so.
All right. You guys are tether wrapping?
I'm gonna pick it up here a little bit more and then once you see your tether going straight up off a Herc there, yeah, you can probably take the wrap out now.
Okay. Is it just figuring out which way to turn?
Yeah, you'll turn, I can never remember. I have to go one way or the other.
All right.
I want to say you'll have to go counterclockwise.
Counter. Okay. Let's try it out. Yep. Counterclockwise.
So it's the opposite with the Atalanta, of course. That's what always gets me. You want to hold your, keep it low there while you're coming around.
I tried toggling auto dip. Is it not on auto altitude? Okay.
Yeah, you have to do the double tap thing. You're good. You should be able to come on around.
Okay.
Yeah, remember if you go from altitude to depth or the opposite, you gotta double tap it. Or
Okay.
it does the opposite of what you're asking it to.
All right.
Basically, you gotta bonk it on the head a few times. So.
All right.
Okay, coming up. We want to zero your Z bias, which is already 0, and then just put about just enough to get the thrusters spinning forward. I look at the cameras there, and the rail cameras, and full vertical up, 100% joy gain.
Full up, you said? Okay.
Yeah, spin your joy gain up to 100.
Okay. All right.
And then full vertical up. All the way.
All the way up.
Yeah, until it hits the stop. And then give just a little bit forward.
Copy.
Yeah, and then you can stick lock it.
Copy.
You'll need a little more where they're both spinning. That might work. We'll see what happens.
Should I do auto heading?
Yeah, sure.
Copy.
Chris, why don't you start moving the ship if you want?
Yeah, I'm going to change the, well, maybe I'll drag you this way. I actually want to go that way, so I'll go this way a little bit and then I'll change heading so we don't completely whip you around.
That's all right. We'll just start going. It'll be fine.
Okay, so you don't care direction?
Whatever Oreo wants to do.
I'm gonna line us up
recovery.
with the surface currents.
Roger.
All right, bridge nav. We're starting recovery here, Oriel. I just read off the heading from the EK80. Let's pick up maybe a 330 heading for recovery. Well, let's adjust the ship's heading to 330 and then start streaming ahead. Yeah, go ahead. How fast are we coming up? Well, actually, we have our timer rider.
20 meters a minute.
Nice. Okay, that's about right. Good work, team. Ship's changing heading, and then I'm going to get rolling.
Roger. Can I look at that Orion for just a second? Oh wait, I can. Never mind. Oh, I have the button right here. So usually for recovery, we retract the HD camera, and I'll double tap the boxes, make sure they're all the way in, if I can find them. Porch all the way in, starboard box all the way close. Just gives them that last, make sure they're way shut before we come through the warm water.
Dan, do you have a sense of repair time for the arm? Do you even know it's wrong?
Yeah, there's a T-bolt that, or a T-plate that goes between into the actuation bearings on for the jaws, and either the T-plate's busted or the bolt that holds it in is busted. It's if we didn't make it painfully worse, it's a pretty straightforward repair.
Okay.
Yep, stream ahead, 0.3.
It's kind of a, I wouldn't exactly call it a fuse bolt, but on the Schilling manips it is indeed a fuse bolt. Used to rip the whole front of the manipulator apart. 6,000 pounds of ROV, and but we really didn't brutalize it that much, so I'm not sure why it let go. Usually the bolt comes loose. Robert just replaced it on the last expedition, so we replace it, I guess, a couple times a year. But if it's not all the way tight, the plate in there comes loose and then works the plate and it weakens it and then it just lets go.
So just a recap, we are sending our vehicles, so it's a 16-hour dive. We are making our way back to the top. So I want to say thank you to all our viewers tuned in today.
Did you want to do gauge checks before we start
Oh
this,
yeah,
or-
I want to look at that.
Get some cool pictures, Chris. Yeah, that seems to be the issue. Or I guess you'd have to be on that side for it to work, since there are screens here and not there.
I
I
want
think
to
that's
watch
the
this.
emergency jacket.
That's my jacket.
Ah, it's Dan's jacket.
If Chris does his job right, I won't have to touch this stick whatsoever. If. We'll do a simulated dead vehicle recovery. Don't tell Mike. What, how much current were you seeing there? Yeah, on your, oh, Jade, I'm going to turn off, I should have done this already, turn off Atlantis auto head and disable the thrusters. I was fighting. Really? Totally.
Did your side tone get turned off? So side tones.
Thought you had an ADCP for this stuff. Well, if you've got the bin size set from 20 meters to 100 meters, that doesn't surprise me that you're getting a kind of wonky number. I'm looking at the ADCP, and the bin size is 22 meters to 100 meters. That's a lot of water to aggregate into one section. Isn't that what it says above the vector? It says 22 to 100 meters.
Deck nav, all stop 30 meters.
That copy is all stop 30 meters. Break, bridge, back deck. Permission to go ahead and recover Hercules and Atalanta.
Charlie to recover ROV.
Copies, thank you, bridge. Control, deck. I have eyes on Hercules coming up starboard of the A-frame.
Roger.
The classic propeller jump scare got me again.
Winch, back deck. Can you go ahead and zero out the winch payout, please?
Copy that.
Control deck. Can you have Hercules start pulling forward and over to port?
Roger, forward and port.
Control deck. Hercules is 10 meters from the transom.
Copy, 10 meters from the transom.
Control deck. That is Hercules passing the transom.
Copy, passing the transom.
Did you turn off the camera on Hercules? Just a little. Okay.
Control deck. That's Hercules coming out of the water.
Copy, out of the water.
All good.
Deck control, power is secured.
Good dive, everybody. We are logging out. This is our first dive of Libu's Voyage 2. Tune in a few hours for our next dive.